Welcome back to Talk the Walk with me, Sarah Wong. I'm with Ricky Kapur, head of Asia Pacific at Zoom. He's joining us from Singapore. Welcome to the program, Ricky.
Thank you, Sarah.
Tell us more about Zoom's new projects in Asia Pacific and how do you set your vision?
Yeah, Sarah, let me first sort of speak from the customer perspective, what is happening in industries out there. So, what we're starting to see is across all industries, companies adopting Zoom as a way of now connecting and creating new value with their ecosystems, particularly customers. So, as we get post the pandemic in banking and financial services, many of the banks are starting to offer the ability to meet a virtual advisor to their consumers so that the consumer can, from their home, come into a branch, meet an advisor, share documents, do the entire KYC digital onboarding, and actually, perhaps even sign the contracts all inside a Zoom experience. So this is no longer about a meeting. It's about, doing an end-to-end transaction in Zoom with the ability to be very productive. So that's an example. In healthcare, we're starting to see a lot of teleconsultations and virtual consultations happening across the region that brings, quality healthcare to all people. We're certainly working in Hong Kong also with virtual healthcare with the Kowloon East cluster of the city. And this is really around providing, as I said earlier, quality healthcare services to everyone in a way that saves time and cost. We're doing the same thing with education. A lot of institutions like the Keller School, are really looking at reimagining what education will be in this hybrid world as we go forward. And we're working with them across everything from what I mentioned earlier, with providing large-scale video-based capabilities for students in the institution or out. We're providing Zoom rooms for very inclusive education, live translation, transcription, so that people can communicate and collaborate and learn faster. So across all industries, we're starting to see initiatives and projects take up. We're working with governments on large-scale, government events potentially. We're working on citizen services, like in some countries where the courts have gone online, so it facilitates the process with lower cost and time savings. So there's a lot of projects and initiatives we're working on with our customers in large organizations across all industries. The other thing that we are working on in Asia Pac is around our partner ecosystem. We are scaling our partner ecosystem. We've introduced a program called Zuma that really allows us to grow our partner ecosystem and bring reach to our customers, as well as bring a high level of capability to our customers via our partners across the end-to-end platform. And we're seeing growth as a result of these initiatives.
Well, tell us more about the Zuma partner program and the partnerships you mentioned that the product have with other institutions or maybe governments, with impact extending to the spheres of education, healthcare, fintech, and retail, and so on. And I know that arm of the service is an important stream of revenue for the company as well. Is that something that Zoom will prioritize going forward when it is, formulating an adaptive strategy? And is that a new experience and reality that you are hoping to create with this kind of service?
Yeah, look, we introduced the Zoom Developer Program a few months ago, and it has had incredible success in the Asia Pacific region and even globally. And essentially, we've released our SDK so that developers can build on top of Zoom to reach new communities and new audiences for various industry applications. So it's happening in fintech, it's happening in edtech, it's happening in retail tech, it's happening in medtech. We know that Asia Pacific is the region where you have the largest developer ecosystem that is building innovative new digital platform to reach new audiences. So, I'll give you a couple of examples. So we have a company called LingoAce from Singapore that have built a platform to teach Mandarin to 4 to 14-year-olds. and they're building an innovative, inclusive, highly immersive set of experiences so that these children can learn Mandarin faster. And they're building on top of Zoom. Um, Another one, such example is MC Plus, which is the largest online tuition provider in Malaysia that's leveraged the Zoom platform to reach large set of students for various kind of courses. And in some cases, they scale to 150,000 students that are hosted over a Zoom webinar. So we have many such examples, like EdTech, but we have the same thing for FinTech and retail tech. So it gives us a new way for Zoom to be involved in reaching new audiences with rich new immersive experiences built by developers that are relevant for Asia Pac. And it is a growth business for us.
When it comes to other communications platform and similar products on the market, what's Zoom's biggest strength and competitiveness compared with existing competitors like Microsoft, for example, Google, Skype, and how do you maintain that edge in order to sustain user growth?
We are aware that there are many companies out there that are building out and growing their functionality in this space, and we're not standing still. We've announced a whole number of new features and products right from our big global Zoomtopia event a while ago. A number of things that we've introduced over the last 12 months were products such as Zoom Events for large scale events, Zoom apps, so that you can do your entire work inside a Zoom window. As I mentioned earlier in the banking example, we're now introducing products such as Zoom Whiteboard. So we're continuously adding more products to the portfolio. We've announced Zoom Contact Center, which we've launched in the US. So we're announcing more products into the portfolio, but we're also innovating around the work we're doing around AR, VR, working in partnerships with the Meta's Horizon Workrooms to again bring rich immersive experiences in the hybrid world. So we continue to grow and our platform in that way. But what I will say is customers love Zoom because it's feature rich, it's very scalable and very reliable. And that's why, and people continue to use Zoom because of that reason.
You talk about immersive experience, and as you mentioned, and it's widely recognized that Zoom had laid the structural foundation of a hybrid working and living world. But imagine a future of virtual reality, immersive future, right? Does Zoom view companies, developing these fully immersive spaces like metaverse as competitors or potential partners?
Well, we're constantly looking at the metaverse space and seeing how it evolves, and our developer teams are always working on bringing new functionality and features. We have announced an integration with Meta's Horizon Workrooms with Zoom meetings and Zoom whiteboards, so that we bring this capability into this whole virtual reality space, with powerful, more engaging, more efficient meeting experiences, regardless of physical location. So we are working, with Meta in this case, across that whole VR space. And we're constantly looking at the metaverse and seeing how it evolves and how our platform needs to evolve to, again, bring those rich immersive experiences to our users.
Now, Ricky, you joined Zoom in June 2021 during the pandemic after working for Microsoft, Google, Oracle, where you were also responsible for charting and directing the development strategy for the companies in the Asia-Pacific region. What changes do you wish to bring to Zoom in your current position?
Well, look, I think, as I said earlier, we are constantly evolving in terms of our go-to-market. We've already come into new areas, as I mentioned, into this whole space with our developer programs to work with digital native organizations. We've also announced our Zoom Up program to scale our ecosystem to reach more customers. I mentioned also that we've become, we're starting to be heavily utilized in the large enterprise space. So there's been a lot of progress that we've made. But this space will continue to evolve as people go back to return to office and start to understand how there are rich immersive experiences that can be had. There's a lot more we can do around bringing cross-culture, cross-language collaboration. I think as you see with the pandemic, it gave companies the opportunity to hire the talent wherever they were without having them to relocate. So now we have companies with workforces in multiple countries, multiple cultures, and multiple languages. And I'm very proud that we're launching our live translation and transcription service, 33 languages. So this gives a chance for people to communicate in a borderless setting, and I think that's what an inclusive workforce is all about. So and we're more than Asia Pacific that needs that, because of the number of cultures and number of languages that are in this region. So, I'd like Zoom to be the platform where people connect, communicate, collaborate, work, across all companies, irrespective of language and, in a very inclusive, collaborative way.
I'm very glad you brought that up, because I know that founder and CEO Eric Yuan envisioned Zoom to ultimately go beyond a video conference medium and become a, sort of like a third party embedded in every Zoom call, like an assistant, or as you said, a live interpreter. It sounds like that you guys are very close to achieving that goal, and I wonder what goes beyond that. What's the end game for your product?
Well, I mean, look, we're already more than a video conferencing product. We're already a platform that brings together large-scale events like Zoom events, cloud telephony with Zoom phone, hybrid settings, including workspace reservations with Zoom rooms. We've announced our video contact center, our Zoom contact center for contact center capabilities. So we've announced a number of platform capabilities beyond that. And our focus right now is to ensure that our customers are aware of these capabilities and are using them every day for how they connect their employees and collaborate with their stakeholders, customers, and others. And that's where the focus is right now for us.
Ricky Kapur, Head of Asia Pacific at Zoom, thank you very much indeed for coming on Talk the Walk to share your company's perspectives and vision with us.
Thank you, Sarah.